You know that the rec room isn't supposed to be used for murder, right? Because clearly, someone didn't get the damn memo. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Yeah, and doesn't look like someone dragged her, because I don't think anyone can. Magazine shelf bloodstain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, let's take a look at whatever the red stuff is. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. You think? Maybe it's just a dispenser. Who knows? Glass shards on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Huh. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. The figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. We're not playing chess, because that's not even a chessboard there. So I don't even know where that came from. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Dang, share! At least you did share now, but geez, you could have told me that earlier. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
'cause, I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they lost all their flavor. Yeah, I don't think that's figurative. Actually, it is figurative. I'm just being an idiot. Because, you know, death sort of taints everything. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section for handbook. Alright, let's get the accounts now, because
What the heck?
as much as I don't want to admit it, Hina is probably the most suspicious one out of us. Because it feels wrong saying this, but she was the one that found out. And she got a little bit freaky about, like, Sakura being in the middle of her room. Not like freaky like a friend would be, like, worried for their friend, but just, like, odd. The words aren't coming to me, but they will. Byakuya took our hero. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? Monokuma files said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. I couldn't get out the line. Professional. Yeah, just be professional. Don't put your feelings into this one. If I'd stop her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets. I know. Aoi's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Alright, I need more information, please, because my mind is, like, lost. But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. But how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. That gave me no information, but let's get the other sucker. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Well, I'm like 2 feet from you, and Hina is also 2 feet from you. So I don't get what part of that is interesting, but whatever. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk it being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Yaki says he didn't go to see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay. Thanks. Yaki's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. And there's also more glass. Which is... Oh wait, that's the glass that we used to break down the door. That's different. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can... It's got a label on it that says Chem A-2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Oh! So it wasn't just me being a full-on buff boy breaking down the door. Gotcha! Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I don't see how that is important yet, but that will happen soon. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. Ah, so that's where it came from. Okay. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? I actually wonder that myself.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Also something that I would like to know as well. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words,
So, this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the Truth Bullets section in your handbook. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. I mean, I'm not. Except for the bottle being used to freaking smash Sakura's head. That's about it. The Monokuma's bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. Red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Was it? Because it doesn't look like that she got killed with it, because there's not as much blood as I thought there would be. Okay, this is... I didn't fail to notice that. I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Huh. The locker's open. And there on the inside. It's a handprint?
why?
What's a handprint doing there? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
That looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah. And the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So, there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door. Yeah. So then, what does this handprint mean? Either they just hid in here way before, or we just have a flash in our hands. Okay, let's look at this door. Maybe there's something in here. This door is the only way in or out the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there is no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only noticeable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on that door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Gotcha. Rec room door has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. So how did they get out then? Unless they didn't? I forgot to look at Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in the chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? Unless she was like hit in like the stomach or like some sort of like intestinal, wow. Like somewhere hit in the midsection that would make her do this. I don't know the words for it because I'm dumb. The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? No, that doesn't make sense. Not a chance. Looks like me and you agree, from player to jerk. Yakia.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so. For the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk to people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, where are those bastards? Get out of here. One of them better be outside. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. You son of a gun! Okay, fine, we'll do this the hard way. Sayaka. Yaki, no. Although I want to go into his room to trash it, but I can't do that. Alright, first up, Hiro, talk to me, you bastard. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? I do. I need you to not lie to me. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How did you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Okra told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toku to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention to others like in passing. No, that doesn't sound like Sakura. She's not stupid. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then, you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way. I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. Well, I'm here. Could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around his pockets. I swear to God if you don't have it.
Hey, come on.
Of course he doesn't have it. Oh, sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hand back out of his pockets. I want to punch you, you know? You know that? You got a very punchable face, you know? You know. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Ooh, juicy. Come on. Huh? Why do you have that?
Huh?
Yeah, in good suspicion. Why do you have that?
What?
Is there something you're not telling me? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again. And shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ochre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Yeah, that fool is lying to me for some reason. I don't know why. Get the other one now. No, you're dead. It was Toko. I skipped over her room, didn't I? I did. I pressed the doorbell. Please give me some better evidence than what freaking Hiro gave me. And after a few seconds.
Who's there?
It's your great friend Makoto Naegi looking for some evidence. Do you have any? The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
Evidence! Show me!
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, I'll say it again if you don't give me what I want.
I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Yes. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you want to talk to me about something. Talk, let's talk it out, sis. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Yaka already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove it otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? That I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have a look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Let's go back to the crime scene just to see if there's anything changed. I know that the decision doesn't really matter, but we're gonna do that anyways. Back in we go. Hopefully nothing changed.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see, so along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway.
Well, I made some progress with my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, let's start with the magazines. Because that was something that I didn't really know what they were, other than magazines. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, the word had been written in bold, bloody letters. Toko. And I think that just says Toko backwards. We're not having a decoy of what we had in the first case, are we? I don't think so, but maybe they did it again? It said Toko. Could this be a dying message? No, it doesn't seem correct just because whoever was in here just hid it.
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Yoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. Dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. I'm assuming she's gonna jump the gun in 3, 2, 1. What the heck? Then she's the killer, right? Maybe? Don't know. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. We haven't looked at everything. I didn't even go to the chem lab yet. Give me a break. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. The magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Next up is the bottles. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Rook? Actually, I should not be doing this. I'm terrible at chess. Correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so,
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. I mean, she's still pissed, probably. No, she's not pissed, but she remembers. Monokuma bottle has been updated, sorry, in the truth bullets section of your handbook.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so... I didn't even notice that he wasn't in the room. That's why we were able to get a lot more done.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the class. I hadn't even gone there yet. I should have gone there first. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but... what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and the dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. That just sounds torturous. Just as I finished up. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm hoping that's Kyoko?
So then,
Yeah, why did you have to put question marks on that? Whatever. Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. Oh, this might be interesting because depending on what rank the chess piece is, it might be heavier than the other. Okay. Nice thinking. I wouldn't have thought that. It's balanced,
In other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same. Nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. Did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Heavier? Huh. Okay, but how? Huh. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Honestly, this doesn't tell me anything because I'm just stupid, but I'll figure it out. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew,
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. Can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
It's totally normal. Then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry. Never mind. Tell me your past, lady. I need to know. More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder in her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. So she wasn't the one that wrote the message in the magazine, I mean.
It's true.
So, That's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I mean, it's Kyoko, what do you expect? She's like the smartest one here. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned. And I did find some new clues. But when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
Hey,
Oh, I just remembered. There's something I wanted to tell you. I saw Byakuya in the chem lab when I went to go get the scale.
whew.
I didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out without him noticing me. That just goes to show how much a pain Byakuya is. Lovely. And
So,
if you haven't checked out the chem lab, you should probably do that, since I couldn't do it myself. You know, the protein can we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. I think you're right. I should probably take a look around that area.
indeed.
Let's go. Hopefully Byakuya doesn't give me too much trouble, which I think he will. How you doing?
What?
Makoto, do you have your eyes in the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. And make sure you don't get in my way, okay, buddy? Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was yes, sir. I understand. Huh. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's start looking. Cabinet. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I had to be careful not to step in it. Footprints, number 1. These are footprints. And they're only in front of the last shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? You may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Oh, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. Then why did you offer? Why did you offer for me to do it? You could have done it yourself, lazy freaking idiot. For me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left those footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight into that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Thank you. I'm gonna shove that shoe up your ass. Never mind! Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these footprints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are a really valuable clue. We don't get the Monokuma file thing? Cool. Great. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like it. It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C-4. Oh, that should connect with the protein can then. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It only have been done around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I want to look at that A section specifically. Let's see. What's on the shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. Huh, but wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C-9, which looks like poison. Could someone have put it here on accident? Very interesting. So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals. I have no idea what they are. The reagents. Simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? I mean, you tell me how long you use the quadratic formula in your real world life, huh? Words of a lifelong loser. Which I suppose suit you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't have to worry too much about this shelf. Alright, let's check out the deadly poison area. On this shelf is... one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from the Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem Lab shelf has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, I don't think I have to look at this anymore, right? I still have to look at it apparently. Is it just this trail itself that I didn't click? Yeah, it is. Wow. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powders scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C-4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in that powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Oh, that's it? Well, dang. Do you want to say anything? No. We can leave. No. Damn.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
I know I'm just being a freaking idiot, but he's worse, okay?
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Unless you want us to keep investigating, sure.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
Of course.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Ooh, I can't wait.
See you soon.
Bastard. Is it time already? But we're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I'll have to try to tie up all the loose ends at the class trial. No, I absolutely will figure everything out. I mean, I'm dumb as a rock. I had to look through all the evidence again, think like a smart person for once, and hope that we can figure out who killed Sakura, which is still a mystery in itself. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jibba jabba, my kings, my queens, and my royals. And I see you soon. The mysterious red door. This is the third time I got to face you, one-on-one. I don't think I want to face you though. But I don't got a choice now, don't I? Damn it. Why do I keep being so stupid?
You're fine, so fine. But the question is, what will it take to make you mine? Where have you been for all this time? I question myself, how come this beautiful thing ain't mine?